I do want to be serious for a second. Like John said, there's some red, there's some yellow on our traffic maps this morning. We're in Thomas Township along Gratiot Road, M46, and we haven't seen too much traffic come through this area this morning, but I will say they are at least being cautious. You know, those roads have been cleared and salted, and that snow has melted, but now that the temperatures are really dropping, you just want to watch out for some icy spots and you know, slow down.
Batter up is right, Colette. Good morning to you. Good morning, Mid-Michigan. We are on the field here at Dow Diamond. I got my helmet on, of course, for safety. You can see the field behind me. It's tarped right now because it is a little bit drizzly, but that's not going to stop any of us from celebrating opening day. Am I right? Okay, so we're going to play a game, and it's really fun because they do this usually during normal games. And so if you come to a game, you might see them play this, the pop fly game. And we have Louie Loon over to my left helping us out too. He's got the t-shirt cannon, which actually they use so-called burritos to shoot out of there. So am I in the right spot, Louie Loon? Do I need to be farther? This way? Oh, okay. So we're going to catch it, you guys. I'm going to try to catch it. So what they do is they do an item select here. Oh, am I doing a baseball helmet? It's kind of small. I think I'm ready. Let's try it.
So I wanted to show you some of these ice carvings because that's a big part of Snowfest as well. I have Jeff here with me. And Jeff, just tell us a little bit about, you know, the work that you've done here.
Sure. We started here on Tuesday morning, and we're doing a 100-block three-ring circus. And, you know, we'll be finishing up today around 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and we'll be opening up the gates so people can come enjoy the sculpture.
So many blocks of ice. Is that ever an intimidating or daunting task to take on?
No, it's actually quite exciting. It's nice to, you know, be able to have that much ice. You know, most of the time we're doing a, you know, single block sculpture, which is about 40 inches tall by 20 inches wide by 10 inches thick, about 300 pounds. Then we multiply this by 100, and we get to play with one of our favorite mediums.
Tell me, how long have you been doing this?
I've been carving ice now for over 10 years, probably going on 15 years. And the gentleman that is running this ice carving event here, he's the one I started with, and he's been carving for about 30 years.
It's impressive to learn from someone with that much experience, right?
It's very pressing, and he always makes me, puts me in my place, makes me humble.
And I'm sure, you know, makes you a better carver,
yes,
right?
It does make me a better carver.
Pick the one that you're pointing at.
You could say growing produce and gardening runs in Jacob Gino's blood.
Because my dad used to have a garden, and we have the huge garden in the backyard, and decided to not just have it for us and sell some stuff.
It supplies the greenest of veggies.
Peppers, peaches, melons, tomatoes.
On top of harvesting, he also preps firewood.
He started the firewood business and the produce on his own. Does his own maple syrup.
For 16-year-old Jacob, he's getting exercise while learning hard work and responsibility. The fruits of his labor stored in this self-serve veggie stand in front of Gino's home.
My dad helped me build the stand.
But this problem,
a lot of people stealing, not paying,
keeps happening.
Putting in like $1 and taking $20 worth of stuff.
It's disheartening. And we put up signs that said this was a kid doing this.
A handful of times in 2 weeks, produce and syrup stolen, a loss of about 50 to 70 bucks.
So all my hard work was for nothing.
And Jacob's parents hate to see him become so jaded.
He's got a good heart, but it's just disheartening to him, and he's losing faith in people when this keeps happening to him.
They've now set up surveillance to keep out an extra eye.
We haven't got him on camera.
And they hope people will stop stealing and be up front if they need some help.
You know, he actually had a sign out and it said, if you're hungry, come to the door.
I would provide them with stuff if they need it.
I'm Blake Keller, WNEMTV5.
The property tax assessments is a way to fund the rebuilding of the dams.
Determining a property's assessed value, something Midland realtor Teresa Quintana says is going to have a major impact on the region's recovery.
And there's two different types of tax assessments that are going to be placed on lakefront and backlot properties.
The Four Lakes Task Force split the assessments in two, an operations assessment and a capital improvements assessment.
Operations assessment, and that's going to be a continuous assessment. That's forever, and that's to pay for maintenance and operations, and that makes sure that this never happens again. The second assessment is capital improvements, and this is going to supplement the cost of the rebuilding of the 4 dams. The methodology is complicated.
Citizens who are 100% in support, they understand the methodology. We've got another group of citizens who feel that it's unfair for any taxation to come to them.
Gladwin County Administrator Mark Justin says there's mixed reaction. The methodology considers a range of factors like if it's a front or back lot, the length of land facing water, the water depth, the benefits of the land, and much more.
Secured a lot of funding for us that's really eased the burden on the taxpayers in the county.
The concern is dwindling because there's been a significant decrease in what the estimates have been.
And the reality is none of us want to pay more money.
Tim Holsworth, the Sanford Lake Association president, says the assessments are an investment into lake life.
But I think that the majority of us feel like it's a necessary evil.
The association has given $45,000 in order to help offset some assessment costs. Along with state funding and grants, the assessments were much higher before.
Originally, just Sanford Lake as an example, was originally the highest one. 2 years ago, it was estimated to be around $3,000 a year.
And it's a bargain of the century. The assessment is a really good deal when you consider increase in property values, right?
We reached out to the Four Lakes Task Force regarding the Special Assessment District. President Blake Keller says, with the grant from the state, the restoration of the lakes and dams is now affordable for the majority of property owners. In the meantime, we will continue to pursue other grants and funding. All right, here's a top to bottom look at that district. And with additional grants, the task force anticipates a tentative 3% at-large assessment for the counties and townships in this region. But any and all assessments would need approval first. I'm Blake Keller. Back to you.